Assalamualaikum. My name is NURUL binti Muhammad Kamal as a database developer. I'm from CS110 for B and my student ID is 2019400024.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is AQILAH binti FAKHRURRAZI. As a mobile app developer for Blossom Planner, my student ID is 2019248024 and I'm from CS110 b.
Today, I would like to present about our database, which has 8 tables, and we have appointment table, booking, card, customer, package, product, receipt, and staff. For our first table is appointment. We have appointment ID as our primary key in this table, and the data type is integer and it's auto increment. The second attribute is date, which the data type is wacha. The third one is time. The data type is wacha. And for the foreign key in this table is staff ID, which the data type is integer. And the last foreign key is receipt ID, which the data type is integer. For the next table is booking table. And for the primary key is booking ID, which the data type is integer and it's auto increment. The second attribute is booking type, and the data type is integer. And then we have payment type. The data type is integer. Booking date, and for the data type, for the booking date is date. For the foreign key is customer ID, which the data type is integer. And for second foreign key is package ID. The data type is integer. And the last foreign key in this table is staff ID, which the data type is integer. For the next table is card table. And we have card ID for our primary key. And the data type is integer and it's auto increment. The second attribute is quantity and the data type is integer. And the third attribute is created, which is the data type is date. And the foreign key in this table is customer ID. The data type is integer. The second foreign key is product ID. The data type is integer. And the last foreign key in this table is receipt ID, which is the data type is integer. And for the next table is customer table. We have customer ID as our primary key and it's auto increment, and the data type is integer. And the next attribute is customer name. The data type is text. And then we have customer password, which the data type is text also. And the next one is customer IC, which the data type is integer. And the last attribute in this table is customer email, which the data type is wacha. The next table, which is package, we have package ID as our primary key in this table, which is auto increment, and the data type for this attribute is integer. The next attribute is package type. The data type is integer. And then we have package name. The data type is wacha. And the last attribute is package price, and the data type is double. For the next table, we have product. We have product ID as our primary key in this table, which is auto increment, and our data type for this attribute is integer. The next attribute is product name, which the data type is wacha. And then we have product price, the data type is double. And then product description, the data type for this attribute is text. And then we have product image. The data type is text, and the foreign key for this table is staff ID, which the data type is integer. And then we have receipt table. We have receipt ID as our primary key, and it's auto increment. And then for the data type, and the receipt ID is integer. And then we have receipt date, and the data type for receipt date is date. And the last attribute is payment type, which the data type is integer. And for our last table is staff. We have staff ID as our primary key in this table. The data type for staff ID is integer, and it's auto increment. And then we have staff name, and the data type is text. And then staff password, the data type is text. Staff email, the data type is wacha. And the last attribute in this table is staff ID, and the data type is integer. I think that's all for today for our database. So thank you.
All right, so moving on to our last section, which is mobile app. So we are using MIT App Inventor to develop our mobile application. So as you guys can see on the screen right now, here is our login page. So I'm going to insert my email and password. So since this account haven't been registered yet, I'm going to sign up this account, which is I'm going to press sign up button. Now it's going to bring us to our sign up page. So I'm going to key in my name and also IC number. All right, then I'm going to press register button and the sign up is successful. Then we're going to log in to our mobile application. So as you guys can see now, this is our home page. And then on the top of this page, we have Blossom Planner, which is our shop name or our mobile app name. And then below that, we have our today's date and also day, which is Thursday on July 15. Here you can see we have 3 different buttons, which is flower, right here, flower, bride, and also groom. Each of these buttons going to bring us to the second page, which is a shop page, and going to bring us to the exact section, which is I'm going to show you right now. I'm going to press the flower button, and it's going to bring us to the flower section on the shop page. Same goes with other 2 buttons, which is the bride and groom. Also going to bring us to same page, but different section. All right, same as groom button. All right, as you guys can see, and we're going back to our home page. I'm going to explain the below of this mobile application. On the below here, we have 5 different buttons, which I'm going to explain from the left. The first left button is home button, which is going to bring us back to home page. The second button is shop page. The middle button, which is the third button, is going to bring us to the appointment page. The next button is going to bring us to the card page. And the last button going to bring us to the profile page, which I'm going to explain one by one later. But now we are moving on to the second button, which is shop, which is going to bring us to the shop page. So you guys can see here. So at the top of shop, you can see 3 different buttons, which is bride, groom, and also flower. So when I press bride, it's going to bring us to the bride section. Same goes with the other 2 buttons, which is going to bring us to groom and flower, but to flower section. And then if I press to one of our items, For example, this beautiful bride dress is going to bring us to the next page, which is a product page, which going to give the detail about our product, which going to show the pictures, the description, and the price. Here, I'm going to add this product into the cart page, to the cart. So I'm going to press add to cart, and the message successfully add to cart is pop-up message have shown. Same goes with other product. I'm going to try to each of product from these three section, which is bridegroom and flowers. So here is the second product I'm going to add to the cart. All right. And then the last item are flower. All right. And I'm going to add to cart as well. All right. So moving on to the third button, which is appointment button, which is, there you go. So as you guys can see here, if I swipe it to the left, you can see our three different package that we provide, which is the first one is Pearl. If I want to select Pearl package, I'm going to press it, and it's going to pop up as a Pearl package. Same goes with the other two package, which is Crystal and also Diamond. So as you guys can see down here, I'm going to select date, which is only we're able to select on weekdays only. So for example, I'm going to select today on 9 a.m. All right, as you can see, I'm going to select 9 a.m., 9:50 a.m. Okay. All right, and then I'm going to put my phone number to complete this appointment. And as you guys can see here, my name and my Gmail or email are automatic key in, so I don't have to key in it anymore. So I'm going to press submit button, and you guys can see the success message are pop up. All right, so for the last button is cart button, which going to bring us to our cart page. So as you guys can see here, these are our three items that we insert into our cart page just now, which is our wedding dress, our wedding suit, and also bride hand flower. So here you can plus the item. All right, I just plus the flower or anything. Can less it or you want to edit, it's up to you. The button is functional. So now I'm going to check out. Press the checkout button, and the checkout is successful. All right, moving on to the last button, which is profile button. Here is profile page. There's our my ID, my customer name, and also customer IC, and also customer email. So down here, which is a log out button, I'm going to press it to log out from this page, which is going to bring us back to our login page. I think that's all from our website. So I'm going to move on to our PHP to show a little bit of our jQuery coding. So now moving on to our jQuery coding. So here is total of 11 PHP that we have created for our mobile application. So I'm going to explain it one by one roughly. So we'll start up with connect.php, where we're going to connect all our PHP file to our database at localhost name Blossom Planner. And all right, so the second one is signup.php, where it's used for our customer to sign up or register their account. And then moving on to login.php, where I used to log in for our customer to log in to our mobile application. Next is application.php, where it's going to store our application appointment and link it to our database. And then next is card.php. We're going to save and store the item in our cart page. And then for checkout.php, we're going to use it at our cart page, where it's going to clear out our checkout after the checkout button has been clicked by our customer. Moving on to count card, this PHP is used to count the item in the card page and to pop up at the button below of our mobile application. Next is id.php, where it used to store and find customer ID and save it into our database. Moving on to listcard.php. Here, this PHP are used to list down the item in the card and pop and show it at the card page. And then the second last one is product.php, where we store all our product data at our database, and we're using this to show our product at our product page. And the last one is profile.php, where we show and we store our customer database and show it at profile.php. Alright, so now I'm going to explain a little bit about our PHP. Just going to select 3 of them. I'm not going to explain it all. So the first one I'm going to explain is signup.php. So as I just tell you guys just now, that we connect all of our database, all our PHP to our database using connect.php, as you guys can see here, at localhost name Blossom Planet. So the first one is signup.php, where we select or we get this data from our user, which is customer ID, customer name, customer password, customer IC, and customer email. Then here, as you guys can see, we're going to check from the customer table if the customer IC is equal the customer IC that have been saved in the database. So if the customer IC has been created or has been saved or existed in our database, then this message going to pop up, which is data already exists. But if the IC haven't been saved or not existed in our database, then the IC going to save into our customer table, and we're going to pop up data has been saved successfully. Moving on to our second coding, which is login.php, where we are using 2 data, which is customer email and also customer password. And we're going to use customer table, where we're going to check the customer email and also customer password that has been registered just now in the database. And then we're going to carry customer ID to use it into the MIT at inventor later. I'm going to explain it later to you guys. And then the last coding that I'm going to explain to you guys is appointment.php. Alright, so here, this is the data that we need, which is customer ID, customer name, customer email, customer phone number, customer package, date and time. So here we are using appointment table. So we're going to check if the customer ID that I use are equal to customer ID in the database. And then if the appointment details that are inserted by the user are successful, then this message are going to pop up. And if not, this message is going to pop up, which is failed. I think that's all from the jQuery. Now we're going to move on to our MIT blog. Right, so now I'm going to explain to you roughly about our blog. So first, I'm going to explain about a login page. So here is the blog, as you guys can see here. Alright, so firstly, I'm going to explain about sign up button. So if you click to the sign up button, then this message going to pop up, which is register to continue. Moving on to the second button, which is button login. So here, this button are linked to our PHP, which is login.php, where Web2 going to post customer email and customer password to our database. Moving on to button register. So this register button going to check if the customer have already inserted the name, email, IC number, and also password to the text box. If all the data have been inserted, then this button going to link to our signup.php, where this data going to post to our database, which is customer ID, customer name, customer password, customer IC, and customer email. If the user haven't been insert any data from our register page, then this alert going to pop out, which is please insert all credential. Moving on to this block right here. So if get response or get response content, which is from our signup.php, is equal to data have saved successfully, then we're going to pop up sign up successful and log in to continue. If the response from our PHP is equal to data already exists, then we're going to pop up IC already exists at our page. And the last block is Web2, which is this is response code 200 are from our PHP. That means we are connected to our PHP, and then it's going to show an alert if the data is equal to 0, means there are no data. Sorry, there is no ID in our database. Then it's mean that customer or password, customer email or password are wrong. Else, it's going to bring us to homepage, and I think that's all from login. Very simple blog right here. So then I'm going to move on to another page. So now moving on to our homepage blog. So it's a pretty simple over here, but I'm going to show you this home initialize. So as you can see here, we are linked this home to our Concord. All right, over here, we are linked it to our Concord.php. We are linked it to Concord.php because we are going to call our customer ID from this tiny database that we are using. So this procedure are same with our other page because we are using it to call our customer ID. So if the customer ID was not there, we're going to pop up please log in to continue because we are using it to pass all our data using customer ID. And then as you guys can see down here is label D and date are using to call our day and date at the top of our homepage as I showed you guys earlier. So that's that. And then moving on to the second one is Concord. So Concord are using to, as I told you guys, is to use to call our customer ID. So as you guys can see here, this section down here is to make sure that our Concord are connected to our PHP. So it is same to all our pages. So this is the amount is 200 means it is connected to our to our PHP. And if not, we're going to show an alert which connection failed. So I think that's all from homepage. So moving on to the next page. Alright, so next is card page. So as you can see here, this is card initialize. So TinyDB is used to customer ID as I told you earlier. And then this card are connected to listcard.php. And then we're going to call customer ID and count card are connected to countcard.php. And we're going to call or post our customer ID. Moving on to button checkout or checkout button. So this button are using Web 1, Web 2, and count card. So each of these are linked to your personal PHP, which is listcard, checkout PHP. Sorry, listcard.php, checkout.php, and countcard.php. So here we are just calling and post the customer ID and get global ID. Moving on to Web 1. So here, it's a long blog as you guys can see, but it's pretty simple to understand. So as you can see here, response code equal to 200, as I told you, is used to make sure it is connected to our PHP. So if the length of our global row is less than or equal to 1, so we're going to call the item, which is the item like name and price. So we're going to show all this in our card. So I made it 5 because I think 5 is enough, but if you want more, you can add more because it's going to like, you have to make it one by one. So yeah, that's that, just to like call and show the item in the card. Next is this button, plus and minus button. As I showed you earlier, to add or to like, yeah, to add or to remove the item, quantity item in the card page. So it's a pretty simple down here, just to add and to minus it. And then this button are same like any other page, which is the button the down below, and this is all the initialization that I've made. Yeah, so moving on to our next page, which is I'm going to bring you guys to let's go to appointment, shall we? Alright, as you guys can see here, this is appointment initialization. So this one is connected to id.php and count card as usual, which we are needed to call TinyDB to call our customer ID. And then moving on to Web 1. So 200 means it's connected to our PHP, and this one is to get the name. Alright, for button submit is connected to appointment.php that I've shown you earlier. And then we're going to post all of customer data, which is customer ID, customer name, customer email, customer phone, customer package, date and time to our database. And then for Web 2, are used to basically to delete the item at the appointment page after the submit button have been clicked, or the submit button have clicked successfully. So down here are the 5 button, same as the other page, and here is the image, the package image, which is pearl, crystal, and diamond. For date and time, this is the coding. It's pretty simple coding. I think that's all. So moving on to the other page. Alright, moving on to our second last page, which is product page. So here, as you can see, button add to cart, when button add to cart click, we're going to link it to cart.php, where we're going to post customer ID, product ID, quantity, and created. So created is the time that the item has been added to the cart. All right. So here is we're going to see the product initialized first. Alright, so same as the other, TinyDB, customer ID and all. So this one is connected to product.php. And then, so this one, if the quantity is less than or equal to 0, then the add to cart button is enabled. Alright, so this account card are same with the other pages. And then for web one, as you can see here, just gonna from the shop page. So the initialization start value, you're using it here. All right, and for the web 2 is where the added to cart pop-up message are shown. So as you guys can see here, if the response content from the PHP are shown data have saved successfully, then a successful add to cart show alert are pop up. And same if the data already exists, and we're going to pop up please log in before continue, or else we're going to show a connection failed. Alright, that's all. So now the last page is profile page. Alright, here I'm going to show you our profile. So here is just same as the other pages. Alright, I'm going to explain to you the profile initialize. As you guys can see here, just the same as TinyDB, and then this one is connected to profile.php, and then moving on to our web one. So this one is used to show our customer or customer ID, customer name, customer IC, and customer email to pop up this thing on our profile page. And then this button are just same with the other button. And then for logout, just gonna bring us to another page, which is to our login page. I think that's all for our blog. I'm basically covered everything roughly. Now we're moving on to our database, where I'm going to show you guys our database. Yeah. So here we are at screen 1 or shop page. So as you guys can see here is Concard. Same as I told you earlier, we have this on all our pages to pass the customer ID. Alright, so here, as you guys can see here, is a flower button where we make the button background color changes, and we are visible the scroll, which is the home page, to make it less crowded. Same as the other button, which is this is the function. So we're going to call the function when so we call the function that we made up here to this when a flower button are clicked. Alright, same with the other button. So down here is the button at the top of our page. Alright, same with other button. We're just gonna when we click the button, we're going to open another screen, which is home. We're going to bring to home page. Shop, we're going to bring to shop, which is screen 1, with the start value 2, which is the scroll lah, right, basically. And then next is the image. So when image 1 are clicked, we're going to open the screen with the start value. So this start value are used to product ID, And then we're going to, when the image are click, we're going to product page. Same with the other image, in total 12 image. And basically each image has a different start value because it are used it is used um, to our product ID. I think that's all from screen one. Right, so last but not least is our database, which is Blossom Planner. So here we are at customer table. As you guys can see here, we have customer ID, customer name, customer password, customer IC, and also customer email. So this is based on our registration just now that we have made at our on our mobile application. Moving on to appointment. So this is the appointment that we have submitted just now. So here we have appointment ID, customer name, customer email, customer phone, customer package, also the date and time. So you can see the customer selected diamond package and the time is on 15 July 2021 and the time is 9:50 a.m. And then moving on to cart. So as you can see here, we have 3 items in cart because we add 3 items at our mobile application just now. But if I've clicked a checkout button, this database going to be deleted because I'm going to show you guys. So I edit back. So just as for example, so as you guys can see here, we have card ID, customer ID, product ID, quantity, and also created. So this is what I meant by created just now at our blog, which is the date the item are added to our cart. So I think that's all from our database. I think that's all from me as a mobile app developer for our mobile application that are using MIT App Inventor. Thank you so much for watching and have a good day. Bye.
Hi, my name is ARINA SYAKIRAH binti MUHAIYUDDIN. Matric is number 2019-281442. So I'm going to explain about sign up page and login page. For sign up page, new user needs to create an account in order to go to our product page. So new user will enter a valid email and password and also birthday, and then click on this review button, and this create account button will create an account for them based on this email. After all of the boxes is cleared, that means the account is already created, and user needs to go to the login page and enter the username and password, and this button will bring our user to product page. Okay, this is the code for login page, and this is the code for sign up page.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Kisha UMAIRAH binti MAZLAN, and I'm here to discuss about our wedding planner, which is our Blossom Wedding Planner. And this is our main page. On the left side, we have about Blossom, which is about our wedding planner, and on the right side, we have a login button for user to log into our website. Next, we have a Blossom package. We have 3 packages, which is Pearl package, Crystal package, and Diamond package. Next, we have a simple story about our theme to the Blossom Wedding Planner. And next, we have Blossom Showcase that we already did before. And here are some photographs that we taken during that time. And on the bottom of the main page, we have a user can subscribe for new product notification to our wedding. For example, we can enter the email here, and after that user can click send, and it will pop up a message says that thank you, your email successfully sent. And after that, user can click OK button. On the left side of the page, we have a social media platform that we provide to promote our Blossom Wedding Planner, which is we have Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Move to Blossom package, we have 3 package, which is first per package. First, in per package, we have 800 guest packs, food and drinks, photography for 6 hours, wedding decoration, and bride clothes. This package costs about 10,000 ringgit. And next, we have a crystal package. It contains of 1,000 guest packs, food and drinks, photography for 9 hours, wedding decoration, and bride clothes. And it costs about around 15,000 ringgit. And lastly, we have a diamond package, which is 2,000 guest packs, food and drinks, photography for 12 hours, wedding decoration, and bride clothes. It costs about 25,000 ringgit. And next, for the invoice receipt, when we click the invoice details, and it will show a invoice receipt for the customer. In invoice receipt, we have a booking ID, receipt ID, the name of the user, date and time of the user that they purchased, and the list of items that they purchased, which is, for example, we have a crystal for the package and the flower for the lilac. The third one, the product for the dress of the bride, soft to lay. And the third one, the tuxedo for the groom one, jacket slim. And the last one, the hall that they're planning to do, which is a rustic hall. And on the bottom, we have a total amount that they paid. And lastly, off the bottom of the page, we have a print receipt, which is a user can print the receipt and we will show the print window. They can print the receipt or save it. Okay, next, I'm here to explain about the main page coding. First, we have a button for login. As we can see before, there is a button for login. When user click the button, it will show our login page, which is login.html. Next, at the left of the page, we can see the icon for the social platform, which is we use iClass, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. And next, a product container, which is we put the package Blossom package, and we put the pictures here for the package. And as we can see, there is more details button. So when user click the more details button, it will show a product page, which is we use card.html. Next, we move to section class our brand. This is the text that we display about our team story. We use div class brand text. And for the product container, this is a coding for the Blossom showcase that we put the pictures. And for the subscribe container, as we can see before, at the bottom of the main page, there is subscribe for new product application, where user can enter their email to get subscribe of our wedding planner. We use div class subscribe input. Input placeholder, example of the email, type email. And we can see there is a send button. So when user click the send button, it will show this coding. It will show this message, which is we use the coding function my function alert. Thank you, your email successfully sent.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is ATIKAH binti ZOLKEFLY and I'm as the project manager.
And now I will go through with the card page. So this is the page looks like. We have a blossom package, flower bouquet, dress and suit, And lastly, we have a hall decoration. So, user can simply choose any of the package that they want. So I'm going to do an example. I'm just choose the crystal package by clicking add to cart button. And after that, it will display at the bottom of the page the item that user selects, price, quantity that they want, and the total price. So now I'm just going to do an example. This is our add-on product, which is a flower bouquet, dress and suit, and hall decoration. So user can add on their product or item that they want by clicking add to cart button. I'm going to do an example just like this and just select random. So this is all the list that items selected, and it will show price per product. User also can add quantity of the product, and lastly we have a total of product. So I'm just going to do an example for the quantity. If user want to add the item, just click up arrow button and it will calculate the new total of the item. Also, user can simply remove the item that they don't want. Just click at the remove button like this, and the item will be removed. Lastly, this is the total price of all of the items that user select and quantity that they add. It will calculate down here. And what user need to do after this is just simply click the checkout button for the payment. Next, after user click the checkout button, it will take them to the payment page. So, user need to fill in all the billing address, contain their full name, email, address, city, state, zip code, and the right of the page, we have their card details. So, user need to key in their name on card, their credit number, expired month, expired year, and their CVV. And after that, a user need to confirm their shipping address will be same as their billing address that they just entered. So right now, I'm going to do an example. After that, just click at the box here if the shipping address same as billing. User need to click pay button to pay all the total amount of their orders. After click the pay button, it will pop up an alert message which say payment success, please click invoice detail, and just click OK. And after that, user need to click the invoice detail, and it will take them to the invoice page where user can see their invoice receipt, and they can print their receipt or either save it. And now I will explain about the card page code, card page CSS, and the last one is payment page code. Next is all the item and product we put into container and a row, and we assign add to cart button to it. So we just do the same for the all of the item. And after that, at the bottom of the card page, we have a table which contain item, price, quantity, and total. And after that, we have total price and checkout button, which when the user click the checkout button, it will take them to the payment page. Okay, now this is the JavaScript of the card page. So we just assign a variable here, and also this is a loop for picking up all the add to cart button. So when the user click add to cart button, it will display at the bottom of the page. And after that, we have function, add to cart function, which help to add item to our cart. This function help to multiply the quantity and the price. After that, we have a function grand total. This function help to add up the total of the item. So this code will calculate all the items selected. Lastly, we have a function remove item. So when the user click remove button, it will remove the item that they select. Next, we have payment page code. So this is the code, and what the code do is we create a container to user key in their billing address, such as a label full name, a label for email, label for address, label city, label state, and label for zip code. So the input type of all these things, we put in type equal to text. After that, this is the payment or card details that user need to key in. So we have label for accepted card. So this is just an icon. After that, we have a label name on card, label credit card number, label expired month, label expired year, and label for CVV, and all those input type equal to text. After that, we have checkbox, which user need to confirm if their shipping address will be the same as their billing address. And after that, this is function for the pay button. When the user click the pay button, it will pop up an alert message which say payment success, please click invoice detail. And after that, we have a button for the invoice detail. And when the user click the invoice detail, it will take them to invoice page.